Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome to today's video. I wanted to talk about the game behind me, which is of course Smite. And you've got Odin there looking almighty and powerful. And I wanted to talk about the game itself, and also why I prefer it to other MOBAs as well. Now, and start with, we should look at the wording of the genre of game. MOBA is a multiplayer online battle arena, which of course you will have seen me play the arena mode on Smite lots, and that's the sort of thing I would attribute it to. Now, there are quite a few differences between Smite and League of Legends and Dota 2. Is that in Smite, it's, instead of being a more bird's eye view, it's a third person view, so you feel behind the character. You are behind the character, sorry, which I think gives you a bit more feeling towards them. Well, that was unexpected. And it really allows you to get into the boots of your chosen god a lot easier. The other side to things are that the concepts and everything seem to make more sense to me than on the other two aforementioned games. Mainly because I think the way Smite does it, when you first join in, you have to play three or four different battles and go through the different modes before you can unlock them. So it does make sure that people have had some taste of experience on those particular modes and had to have a go of a few different gods. So that in that sort of sense, that works quite well. Because it does force players to have to play against some computer-controlled bots before you're let loose against real players. That's quite important, because everyone needs a very basic understanding before they should be entered into general play. So that side of things I liked, and it helped me get involved with the game a bit more. Probably the downside is you have to buy the gods, which I don't know if you have to do in the other two. I think near enough all of them are unlocked as standard, although I could be wrong about that. And the gems are, well, somewhat expensive. 400 gems is going to set you back nearly £6, so it's like £3 a god, I guess, because they are 200 gems to unlock. Then you can buy different skins as well, but I don't know, I don't really have any problem with people wanting to pay for cosmetic items. I think it's just a way for a free game to generate money. I'm not sure withholding gods or not letting all gods be playable such a good idea, but you can buy the full god pack, which would be £21. And I guess if you look at a free game, in the sense you would look at, would you pay for it? Well, you might pay for it. Would you pay £22 for it to unlock all the features? Well, with all the gods unlocked, yeah, you might. But I'm more of a guy who pretty much doesn't really want to play as too many. I mean, I've had a look through them, and there's probably one or two other ones which I don't have currently available that I would want to try. But aside from that, I'm quite happy with it, really. Having Odin, obviously I had to buy some gems. I bought 400, the minimum the amount you can buy, so I could unlock him. And the other thing to note is you can unlock gods with favour as well, and favour is earned through your in-game battles, and it's also earned through referrals. So if you guys sign up with the link in the description on one of my Smite videos, and you get up to a certain level, then I get so much favour, and then I can use that to unlock a god, for example. So those sort of things give a little bit of a progression element to the game, which I don't have a problem with at all. It's just the way the real world money thing goes is a bit tentative for me, seeing as I'm pretty much against that sort of locking off of features for money. But once again, you can unlock them with favour, just take you a lot longer. And obviously each god's got its different playstyle, and just because one's unlocked doesn't mean it's any less valuable than the ones you get from the start anyway. And they do a free rotation as well of 4 or 5 gods, I believe. I don't know how often, but then they're unlocked for a certain amount of time for you to play with as normal. So that sort of thing is good, and eventually you could get around to playing with all of them, even if you don't want to unlock or spend money on it. It works really well as a team game as well, as you would expect, especially for someone like Odin. I've noticed that, when I've been joining a group of people on TeamSpeak, Odin has been far more effective because you can call out his ultimate ability, which is basically to lock down the enemy and sort of encase them around and tie them up so that your other teammates can use their area effect spells to pretty much wipe out the opposition. So, those sort of things are very useful, and there's lots of tactics involved in that sort of thing as well. I'd perhaps quite like to do a video on it, MOBA for noobs, because it wasn't something I was into before, but this game's really captured my imagination. It probably is what I would look for in a MOBA. If I was more into that style of genre, then I presume people who are very accustomed to Dota 2 and League of Legends are not going to like Smite as much. But I think for people just getting in and who feel like me, really confused by Dota and League of Legends, and also feel as though, perhaps, the people on those games are just not very nice, really. They will say horrible things to you when you're trying your best in a game that you don't particularly understand. Whereas everyone on Smite seems to be pretty okay, really. I mean, some people will have a go at you, you apologise, and they'll be fine. It's not quite the same as Chivalry. I mean, in Chivalry, if you kill someone, you say sorry, and they're like, yeah, great, fine, whatever. But if they get really annoyed at you, they try and get you kicked, which it's a bit annoying. But hey-ho. So I definitely recommend giving it a go. They've got quite a few game modes. I'm not into the Conquest one. That's just like League of Legends and Dota 2 with the 3 different lanes. But they also have, different guest lanes, I suppose, and a great big siege map as well, which looks really interesting, which I will have to do some coverage on at some point. So, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it on Smite. Fairly easy going. The arena, it's fairly clear cut what you're meant to do, just try and kill the opposition, and I think that's great, like a deathmatch type scenario, and super fun. So do come and join me if you wish, and do check out Smite as well, because for a free game you're not losing anything, and you might find that it's something you really like. But yeah, that's all. But thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next video, guys. Goodbye.